So there are quite a few games which I'm playing and covering right now, but there's no content to, make videos on and so on. So I decided to try something new, and yes, I decided to, a little bit Seven Knights Rebirth, which is a brand new game, which has been released not that long ago, like week, I believe. I started to play it 2 days ago, already it's going to be the third one. And I didn't do any videos because, oh my god, I got really shocked with the amount of the content that is provided in this game. And it's not really that easy to, understand how this or that is working, and it's really that deep. So I wanted to introduce this game and share my feelings, my thoughts about it, and maybe some of you will be interested to try this out and play on your own. So yeah, let's begin. Well, about Seven Knights Rebirth, it's a remake of an old game, I believe. I'm not really that deep into it. I don't really know the real history of this game. I just decided to try this out because it looks pretty decent and kinda cool. That's why, I was thinking that why not give it a try. And this is at some point a turn-based RPG. Basically, you have different modes. You have the story mode, you are progressing with chapters, you're able to summon for different characters, so yeah, this is a gacha. And as you can see on the screen, there are quite a lot of things going on here. I will start with the simple stuff, one by one. So overall, first of all, let's go to the summons and let's have a look at the banners. As you can see, there are in total 4 of them. And there is also the section for pets. Yeah, first of all, it seems like a lot. And we're looking at the pity system. Maybe behind my camera you can't see this, but the pity to get the character from the wish list or to get a rate up character like 100% is actually 200. First of all, you may think that's a lot, and it's like insane. Also, when we're looking at the rate info, you can see it's pretty low. So the chances of getting like a legendary character, they're kind of low, and in most of the cases you're going to get straight up to the pity. But is this an issue? Well, not really. First of all, when we're talking about the wish list, yeah, it's created properly, and you're able to add here the legendary characters. Like, as you can see here, there are, let's say, legendary plus 2 slots, there are legendary 3 slots, and there are common, like rare characters. Obviously, rare characters, you're going to receive them often. Among legendaries, you have a certain chance to get any of them. It might be or the legendary plus or just regular legendary. It's random, it's like 50-50, but again, you may lose and not to get the exact character from the wish list, but then up to the next 100 summons, up to 200, you will be guaranteed to get yourself this one character. Why am I saying it's not an issue? Well, the overall system of the game and how it's actually working. Basically, in this game you're able to farm rubies. It's like the crystals, the premium currency, not really premium, but the currency which you're going to use for summons. And 1k rubies is 1 multi. So how is actually farming for rubies is working in this game? Well, you have a lot of different characters, you have a lot of cards, a lot of ways to get them, and whenever you're going to complete the story mode, whenever you're going to complete certain tasks, you're going to receive a different rarity of characters, like 2-star, 3-star, and so on. Basically, whenever you're going to reach with any character level 30, you're going to get rubies. And yes, in this game you have energy system, but it's also working smart in this game, because when you have a daily reset, you're going to exchange shop, you're going to the section with rubies, and you're able to buy yourself with rubies bundles of keys, basically energy, and it's going to reset every day, so you are getting one free chest. After that you're able to buy 20 for 50 rubies. You're able after that buy 50 for 80 rubies, and in total, when you're reaching certain level in the story mode, you're able to keep progressing with this, you know, farming system, and you're going just on, and you're able to increase the amount of rubies that you're able to farm for yourself to get more cards, more copies, and so on. And why is it important farming these cards and farming those materials, let's say? Because the characters, every character that you have in this game, you're able to enhance them, upgrade. As you can see, for example, I got the legendary card. She's at 4-star. All cards which are, let's say, playable and important characters, they're going to be at 4 stars, and you're able to upgrade them, you're able to fuse them, you're able to get to a higher rarity, and with a certain chance you're able to get a legendary character even from fusion. And even from fusion, for example, there is a pity when you are going to get yourself to 200 fusions, you are guaranteed to get yourself one of legendary characters which are like legendary plus, which are above all the rest. And this is a nice aspect. You're able to also get some other legendary characters, and you may think that it sounds kind of weird and this might be an extremely pay to win game. Not at all. It's really tough at the very beginning, but after progressing to a certain chapter, to a certain level, after understanding how the game is working and so on, you are getting better with farming, and you're getting better with summons and with gathering certain characters. And even the funny fact that we're going to event page, we're going to events, scrolling down here, and daily logins. Every 10 days you're getting yourself a legendary character. Literally, after playing this game for quite some period of time, you basically able to get yourself for free, absolutely for free, every legendary character in this game. Overall, the rewards that they're providing, it's pretty much generous. And again, yeah, there are certain elements of pay to win which will make your life easier, but it's not a necessity. What else do we have here? Different modes. So obviously there is a story mode, and where you're playing the story mode, it's not really that easy. There is no like a single one broken OP formation of characters which is going to work properly for just every single stage. Not at all. Yeah, with the brute force you're able to complete pretty much everything, especially if you're a heavy spender in this game. But if you're a free-to-play player, well, most likely you will have struggles, and you will have to adjust your strategy to figure out which character is going to be more beneficial at this or that stage, and so on. There is no a single one broken formation, except for the story mode, where you're able to farm the most amount of materials and resources, like cards, as I was mentioning, the fodders, basically the characters which you're going to feed to other more important characters, more important cards, and basically farm yourself rubies. There are a lot of different things going on here. There is a PvP arena, so you're able to build yourself team, you're able to get additional rewards from here, and they're quite huge, not gonna lie. First of all, the coins which you're able to exchange in the exchange shop, also rubies, different titles, frames, and so on. You're able to face their kind of different characters. There is dungeons where you are able to again farm certain materials to upgrade your characters, and they're also different. They require you to apply different strategies, different characters for this one dungeon, different characters for another one, and so on and so forth. Everywhere there are like different DPS units, different support units, different buffers, debuffers, characters which are providing immunity to certain conditions. Really just a lot. And I mean, it's really that deep, building your formations and so on. And again, you may think that, okay, probably with the characters and amount of legendary characters that we have here, they're going to be the most important and the most OP, and without them you won't be able to complete anything. Not necessarily. Even just usual rare characters, they're important for certain challenges, for certain stages, and even a completely free-to-play team with only rare characters, you're able to use them successfully. Yes, later on higher stages is going to be more difficult, and most likely by that time anyways you're going to receive all necessary legendary characters. But yeah, I mean, you will be able to get there on your own. There is also an infinite tower, for example, a lot of floors, a lot of different challenges here. There is also a tower of trials. When you're reaching the floor 100, it's quite ahead, and there are also different ways to utilize your teams, because when you see the stages and opponents that are provided there, they're applying different debuffs to you, they're providing different buffs for their team, and based on this you're going to adjust the strategy of how you're going to work with them, how to complete it. You see, like floor 100, I'm not sure even what kind of content is going to be there. It's a whole another story. There are raids where basically you're going to farm the gear sets for your teams, and there are different bosses, different sets of gears, and these bosses, they are also require from you using different team composition, different strategies. They're also having different buffs and debuffs. There are multiple stages. It's going to up 15. The rarity of gears is also progressing, so there is a lot, and it's not the only thing which you can see here. When you will have a look at guilds, I'm just outside of the guild. I wanted to find the better one. Overall, there are certain content there as well. There are guild wars. There are the mode which I don't really remember how it calls correctly, but basically there are different chapters in these modes which are going to unlock and close on certain days of the week, and for them you're also going to apply different teams, and they're also going to provide certain rewards, I believe. The equipment you're able to upgrade, you're able to craft, it's just huge. I basically scratched the surface and I mean there are still a lot of content which I didn't try out, because it's really taking quite some time to reach to a certain point and understand again how different mechanics in this game are working. So yeah, I'm pretty much inspired with the game, not gonna lie. I'm really hooked. I'm playing already for the third game, like almost non-stop. There is always like an option to do something. If you're reaching a certain limit in a story mode, you're going to farm infinite tower. At the same time, you're able to automatically send your characters to do some fights, to, I don't know, farm some rubies, the crystals, farm some fodders, like the cards which you're going to use for fusions, for enhancement of your main teams, of your main characters. or I don't know, do certain challenges. For example, here, as you can see, there are fights like 33 out of 370, and basically it's right now automatically my team is going on here with the raid boss, and they're farming gears here, which, for example, I will be able to wake up in the morning and check if I was able to farm actually something decent and necessary. It's not really that easy to reach certain point where you're going to auto it, because it's stage 7, it's difficulty level 7, where the first stage where I'm able to farm myself 6-star gears, and in most cases you're going to receive 5 stars, but hey, it's an upgrade for me, for my teams, for my account, and I believe it's going to be kind of important to, you know, spend the whole night, for example, for farming gears. First day, for example, when I was able to reach and clear it, it took me quite several attempts, not gonna lie, and reach a certain level of advancements of my characters and do everything manually, because, you know, the auto system isn't working that properly. When you're reaching a certain point, it's going to do its work, you know, no matter what, but before it's not that easy. So yeah, the fight is going on its own. I'm farming gears, I can move out, do some other different activities which are needed, and wait till the moment when the battles are going to be end, or send something for the whole night. Yeah, that's how it's working. And again, progression with characters, upgrading them, it's not only about stars, it's also about their skills, it's also about their gear slots. For example, you can see here I opened 4 gear slots. At the very beginning you're going to have only 2 gear slots, and I didn't even reach the point where I'm going to receive accessories, so there are also going to be an improvement in terms of accessories. And to unlock slots for the gears is going to take you quite some time, because you need to again fuse and build up certain characters to actually feed them to your main character which you want to upgrade. With the pet system, it's a whole another story, and it's also kind of deep, and it's going to take quite a lot of time to get the really cool, important and necessary pets here. But they're not like, you know, a deal breaker or something like that. They're good bonus, and on certain levels or for certain content, certain pets, they're going to be important, but it's far away from now. So yeah, overall impressions are kinda good, I'm not gonna lie. It's not extremely pay to win game. Obviously, if we're talking about PvP, and if you're going to, you know, meet on some level a guy who is a spender, most likely he is going to kick your ass. But again, for free-to-play players, it's going to take quite some time to, you know, catch up and farm the dupes, farm the currency, do certain summons, receive characters and so on. And I believe it's pretty much free-to-play friendly. There is a ranking system as well, you can check everything and so on. So yeah, overall good impressions, and I can really recommend if you are looking for some game which you want to, you know, get into it pretty much serious and spend quite some time. Even on a side note, you know, do some farming, like when you have time, just send something and log out, but after that check everything out. I can highly recommend it. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'm probably going to do some guides about this game. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Take care.